Hello, everyone. Carolyn Hennesy here, your host for Life, Love, and Conservation. Welcome once again to my podcast. As always, it is brought to you by Univera, and I have with me the thing that I think saves my life, Aloe Select. Univera, or natural, aloe vera products that are both fantastic for you externally and internally, and I swear by this. I swear by a lot of their things, but this promotes immune and antioxidant defense. It basically helps your good gut bacteria, which at my age, I need. So thank you, Univera, for continually sponsoring and supporting the show. We appreciate you so much. It's a very special episode of Life, Love, and Conservation because I snagged him. And you might, by the way, hear airplanes because the flop house door is open because I have dogs on my lap, which you cannot see, but they need to go in and out. So if we have planes, we have planes. I have one of the most special people I know. I met him my first day on General Hospital 16 years ago, and what a meeting it was. He is he's the Don. He's the the Don Corleone of daytime, and I consider him a very, very dear friend, and that's Buster the Wonder Cat, in case you hear that. Yes, hello. So welcome to my show, Maurice Benard, Sonny Corinthos, you fabulous thing, you. How are you?
There's a cat meowing. I love that.
Yeah. Well, there are two dogs on the lap. There's Buster the Wonder Cat. You've got to come over because now you're not in where you used to be. You're closer to me, and so you have to come over and see the dig, see the animals, see I'll get you and Paula and the family over.
I want to
Yes,
trapeze.
yeah. Well, don't say that
No, I know, I know. I
because you
take
will
that back.
because you will. I will put you hanging upside down by your ankles on the trapeze, and you'll love it. You will love it. Mo, I've got some questions. It's interesting. First of all, let's just talk about a life issue because every time I move this arm, it literally it's like it wants to fall off my body. Have you ever gotten a shingle shot? Have you gotten your shingle shot?
No.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I know people who have suffered with shingles, and you don't want to go near it. You
Oh,
just don't. But
my mom, yeah.
yeah, and but the shingle shot, they said, "Oh yeah, you won't feel anything. Yeah, you'll be fine." It's like I want to chop this arm.
Really?
Oh my gosh, lifting it. So I do have trapeze class tomorrow, and that's
Oh,
gonna be fun. Can I tell you? What's new and exciting in your world? I've got some questions for you, but I was thinking, Mo, what questions could I ask you that you haven't answered 45 million times already? And you've been interviewed by, the best. You've been interviewed by Oprah, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah. It doesn't, for me, even as now an interviewer,
yeah,
I just love
yeah,
conversation that's real, man.
yeah,
It doesn't,
I agree.
it's like people say, how was it to interview that person? And I'm thinking, I love interviewing just the guy across the street if he's got a story,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Because everyone does. Everyone does. Um, but I do have a question for you because I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking about the first time that you and I met, and some of the things that you said when we were waiting backstage on that little bench, waiting to waltz into the PCPD, the Port Charles Police Department. And you had mentioned, and I've thought about this a lot. I especially thought about this when you won the Emmy, that I was able to interview you afterward, that night, and that was just one of. I was so thrilled. But you said to me, you said, I came on here now, what, 26 years? 26, 25 years? How long have you been on the show?
29 years.
29 years. Okay, so it had been 13 years when I waltzed on because I've been on for 16. And you said, I wanted to be the Marlon Brando of daytime. I wanted to be the next Marlon Brando. I wanted to bring to this show, General Hospital, what he brought to, his life, acting, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to know, because I have my opinion, if you think you've done that.
Well, it started out with Al Pacino, and now I understand where Brando's talent. As I've gotten older, I understand what he, because I always thought I wanted to be the next Al Pacino, and I even went to a mental institution thinking I was Al Pacino in a sense.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, what? It's a story. I just actually told it on State of Mind, but when I first started acting, I was very unsuccessful as a model. And then I got into acting, and I went to an acting coach, Michael Alton. I wonder where he's at right now. And he said, "You've never done any acting?" No. He said, "Take this script, just read it." So he said, Al Pacino did it on Broadway. So I took the script and I said, "Hey, Bobby, I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? What do you want?" And Michael Alton looked at me and said, "You've never," I said, "No, I've never." He goes, "Okay." So I went back to my agency. My agency says, "Do you know what Michael Alton said?" I said, "What?" He says, "You're going to be the next Al Pacino." But I wasn't ready to hear that. So I had my first nervous breakdown, and I was in a mental institution. And a lot of it, I'm not joking, a lot of it had to do with feeling like Al Pacino, thinking I'm Al Pacino. And that's how that went. So I really wanted to be the next Al Pacino in movies. That didn't happen, obviously. But in the soap, I just try to bring that style in there,
There's nothing like you. No. I don't think there's ever been anything like Sonny Corinthos on any other soap. There have been bad guys, mobsters. I mean, actually, I don't know if there have been any other mobsters except on our show. But there have been tense, tough kind of individuals, but there's never been. And they kind of all kind of came out. A lot of them came out of the same mold. A lot, especially some of the ones that grew up on soaps.
Yeah.
But you didn't. And there's nothing like Sonny Corinthos Jr. on any other soap. Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
Carolyn, the thing that I brought that I am proud of, and I fought it even when I wasn't popular, they could have fired me easily, is I was not going to give more voice. So
I know exactly. I've been opposite that.
Yes. So I did that on all my children when I was new and I was scared, and they said more voice and don't put your hand on your face and don't take a moment. And I did it. But on this show, I let them know early, Wendy Rich, that just don't give me that note. Well, they kept giving me that note. And in the first day I worked in this nightclub, monologue, that's probably why I had my third nervous breakdown. I was, it was a lot of stress, and over the intercom, Joe Behar, this beautiful director, but he was kind of tough, said, "We can't hear you, more voice." And I said in my mind, "Nope." So I did the scene again. "We still can't hear you." "Nope." And I fought that note for years, because a lot of times they'd forget to not tell me, and I would get upset. But you know what it did? Is it for me at least, and I think for other actors, we got to act in a very subtle way and not have to be so. I mean, the work we just did, which I don't know, I'll kiss your ass, and I'm happy to do that. But what Carolyn has brought with me lately, always, but lately, is a side that I just love to see in her, which is this dramatic, subtle actress who's just going there toe to toe with me, and I get moved even talking about it. To be honest,
Listen. Look at me. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm having to do here. What I'm having to do. I had not watched the show before I got on it, which caused Mark Teschner, when he offered me the role, to basically go into a coma for about 5 minutes, and he just sort of passed out. And he goes, and I said, yeah. So I didn't know. And I did also, before I started filming, I didn't have time to get caught up. So I didn't know. And I knew, what I did know is that you were not a soap opera actor. You're not a soap opera actor. You're the star of a soap, but you're not a soap opera actor, if that makes sense. You're an entirely different animal. And I think I'm in the same jungle with you, if that makes sense, because I didn't get it at first, and then but I got it very quickly. And the moment switch was flipped, I just thought, oh, someone I can go to the mat with. And it's been the joy of these 16 years. There have been a number of people, a few.
Yes, I get you. Yes, there is.
Right, a few. And then there have been not some. But we love them all, but they're the ones that challenge you, where you actually have to look them in the eye. And I will tell you, the work that we just did in the garage, which I think, which has aired, right?
Yeah.
That was just mind blowing to me. But the work we did before with you on the stand, that broke me. That kind of broke Diane. She would rather have, disemboweled herself than go up against you, than ask you those questions. Seriously.
But you showed that, and you showed that in a very subtle way.
As did you. The kind of the love-hate at that moment for Diane. And don't forget, when you came back from Nixon Falls?
Yeah.
I said this on State of Mind when I had the joy of doing that you and I never had a hello. Never said, it's like you're back. We cried at your funeral. I cried at your funeral. I missed you. I'm so glad you're back, and you've got your memory back. You know who I am? There you go. So I never got that. So we were kind of estranged. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And yet Diane loves Sonny more than just about anyone in Port Charles. More than just about anyone. She does.
Yeah.
She really does. Hang on. Dog has to go down. Okay, go down. Hi, thank you. I love you. Yeah, no, you stay here. Okay. No, it's
the thing with us is that no matter what story it is, we always continue to play the love. And
that's it. And you played against it. First of all on the stand, and second in the garage. You played against it until it got to you. But what happened? I don't know if those shows have aired with Diane in the hospital. I think they have. I'm sure they have.
no.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I won't spoil it. But Sonny and Diane in the hospital is
I'm so
it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. You, me. Once you discovered pose to modeling, when you knew you could do it, when you got out of the institution, when did you stop thinking that you were Al Pacino and realize that Maurice Benard isn't the next Al Pacino? He's the first and only Maurice Benard, and there's nobody else who can copy what you do. No, seriously, they can try and pay an homage to it. When did you discover that? And yeah,
the manic episode lasted about 2 weeks, and then once the manic episode kind of wore down and I became depressed, that whole Al Pacino thing went out the window. And I got another story that I really haven't talked about. There was a guy on the show named Robert Miano who was best friends with Al Pacino. And I told Robert the story I'm telling you, and Robert went back and told Al, and Al was very into it, wanted to meet me. So one day I go on vacation, I come back and there's a message on my phone from Robert. Hey, Maurice, Al's over here. He wants to talk to you. Why don't you come over here? I couldn't because I was on vacation. Again, I go on vacation, come back, same message. So I never got to meet Al Pacino.
Yet. You haven't met him
Well,
yet.
yeah. But sometimes maybe you don't want to meet your idols, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have met some of my idols, and it's just like I'm the kind of person where I almost can't separate actor from character. With certain people, it's like, oh, I met you, and I loved you before, but I don't like you now. Turn off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll flip to something else. I know that's wrong, but it's like when you know, but it's such a dick. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. No, yeah.
But
Ah,
my whole thing was with acting and is I was so completely obsessed with being the greatest actor and live, and I even, I had to be a member of the actor studio. That was my big thing. And I did it. So that, and I did almost everything that Al Pacino would have done in a sense, and except movies, right? But at the end of the day, I'm much more proud of what I'm doing for mental health.
no question.
Yeah.
No question.
You
Is
know.
that what's the big passion for you? I mean, is that it now? Or is it the kids? Is it acting still? Is it is it state of mind? Is it what you are being able, is it your book? What's driving you right now?
It's whatever's in the moment. Look, I feel bad that I don't get to go out to see my kids and my grandkids as much as I should, because I'm stuck here on the weekends doing 3, 4 state of minds. But I'm very proud of what I have in the moment. Like for the book, I was very obsessed and proud and into it when I was promoting the book. And then now state of mind has been my thing for 2 years, and I'm like, it's just
2 years.
ridiculous.
2
This
years.
is what I'm really into. And funny enough, I really, as far as acting, I don't want to do any other acting but GH.
Why?
But you know what? Last time we talked, Carolyn, remember I told you I had a bad
Oh
situation
yeah. Oh
with
yeah.
Netflix?
Yep.
Well, I did another one because Paula talked me into doing it because I don't know. She said, "I'll just try it one more time. It's gonna be," and I did it again, and it was incredible.
Okay. Okay.
So, sometimes when you feel like you've had a bad experience, I think you should give it another shot.
So you don't want to do any other acting aside from GH unless an absolute dream role comes along for you. Something that
That's
makes
it.
you stretch. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Unless
Now, if
if
it's a
they off.
big, yes, a big thing, because the way I see acting now, and it's amazing, is I see it as stress. But GH to me is not stressful because it's fan.
It's
I've been
home.
there. Yeah.
It's home. It's one of your homes.
But
Yeah,
now
and
I have
you're comfortable.
my son now. I'll brag about him a little bit. He did the rehearsal with Nathan
Yeah.
Fielder, and he was incredible. And now he's got a big manager and the whole thing. Everything's working for him. Now I believe eventually here, a couple years, whatever, there's going to be something that he wants me to do, and I would do
Okay.
it.
Of course.
I have
Well,
no,
of course.
like you said, something that's cool. But when I see, it's funny because when I used to see movies when I was young, I'd be like, I want to do that. Why did he get that? I want to be that. But now I see it like, oh man, jumping over cars? No, I don't. But ultimately, in a perfect world, Carolyn, I would just do state of mind. That's all I would do.
Wow.
I would
Now
leave GH and just do state of mind.
And just a state of mind. Well, I hear you when you say you wish you could see your grandkids more often and your kids more often and go and kind of be with them. But you are, and I'll kiss your ass. You are truly serving a much greater good, a much larger good with state of mind. Do you know what I mean? Your
Yeah.
grandkids will be
Yeah.
there. That it's Thanksgiving's coming up. Hey, the weather's changing. Not
Yes.
really, but
Yes.
whatever. It's Los Angeles. Um, you say, Chris, what these? There will be times,
Yeah.
but you're serving the
Yeah.
greater good because it's like the stigma is off. There's no stigma now.
No.
It's like I was involved with an organization that handled eating disorders once, and I said, I don't know anybody who has a healthy relationship with food. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody because you've got to eat. So the work that they were doing is releasing everyone from the stigma, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a
And
it's a it's a passion project for you. It's a love project for you.
you are right. Even after I thought what's happening now was going to happen after Oprah. And after I did Oprah, I did that twice. Nothing, I mean, it was great. And it was, the awareness was great, but nothing after that really changed. But now with the pandemic, and I started
Right.
this during the pandemic,
Right.
you're right. There's no stigma. If there is, it's slight compared to what it was.
I wouldn't even. I mean, unless you are a homicidal psychopath and you're trying to self-medicate, maybe that's something you need to look at. But the other, it's like there's no shame. There's no shame in because obviously eating disorders, that's a type of body dysmorphia, mental illness. So I mean, so that's
But
that.
with
You're with
eating
what you're doing.
disorder, is eating disorder changed also, or
Yeah,
there's
oh yeah. Yes, it has because of the work that you and people like you are doing to destigmatize it. Because as I say, personally, I don't know. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you have a healthy relationship with food, but I don't know anybody, certainly actresses, certainly models. I mean, I watch people push food around on plates as I'm sitting there, eating mashed potatoes. I don't know anybody so it's a type. It's under the big umbrella, but it's a type. But what you're doing is destigmatizing all of it. All of
yeah.
it.
But
It's
now that you're talking about that, I don't talk about. I wish I could. Now I'm gonna have to do a state of mind on just eating disorder. I'm into it like crazy right now.
I'll come on. I'll be a guest or one of
You
them.
will? You
Of
will?
course. Of course.
Let's do it again.
I
Okay.
will I will be on State of Mind, every week
I
if
know. And you were
if you have me.
you were
Well,
literally brilliant last time. I mean, it was.
but here's the thing. It wasn't we were just talking.
I
We
know.
were
I
just
know.
talking.
But
And by the way, me making you laugh is one of the great joys of my life.
yeah.
That's that's when you actually stop talking, you kind of go like this. It's just
I can't say. Hey, I want to
yay.
do an eating disorder. You got me crazy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And
All right.
and and there's and it will be fraught with honesty. Total honesty.
Wow.
Well, it has to be. Otherwise, you're not doing anybody any good. Listen, I had Nancy Lee on, and I thought, well, there's only one person who can top Nancy Lee. Um, and we talked about plastic surgery and the fact
Ooh.
that oh God, oh did I haven't told you this
No,
story.
that's amazing.
I will tell you the story in a moment. And Nancy Lee, she said, well, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I maybe yes, maybe. She said, but if I do it, everyone will know. I mean, in other words, not just looking at her, but she will be vocal. She will tell everyone. Because why keep it a secret when
Yeah.
other women should know about it? Should know about it. If we do something that and to be honest about it, did she have a good experience? Was the after effect everything she wanted? She would just do it because why not? Why not?
Exactly.
Sisters
Yeah.
have to help themselves. So so I thought, well, the only person I can top this with is Maurice. But yes, of course, we have to be honest. Otherwise, we do no good. If because everyone suffers from something. People
Yes.
have learned, there are a lot of people, many people who've learned to handle whatever it is. Like, for instance, I've got OCD. Surprise! I
Yeah.
do. I have it. But is it crippling? No. Is it a demon that I know and understand and we have coffee every once in a while? Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I get you. I get
I
you.
get
This
you
is
get
what,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And you know
yeah.
who my favorite singer is?
No.
Karen Carpenter.
Oh, a voice for the ages. A
And
voice for the ages.
I was always so intrigued by how she died. And
Just amazing. What was that? I had a story. What was I going to tell you? What we were talking about, and I had a story. I had a story for you. Oh, I can't remember. It'll come back to me, or it won't.
all
Or it
right,
won't.
that's a beautiful thing, man. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm in my
All
room
right.
right now.
Are you? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, hello.
But this is your
Yeah.
side. I usually
That's
sit.
right. That's right. That's where I was.
Oh, let me just say this. I did Dee Dee Pfeiffer. Dee Dee Pfeiffer's on right now. So the last one I did from Big Sky, and of course Michelle Pfeiffer. And I did. You're gonna love this, Carolyn. I did Rena Sofer's this Sunday. It's pretty intense.
Okay.
A
Okay.
Martinez.
Oh wow.
A Martinez. Very intense. And John York. I don't know what was going on in there. I don't know.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
it was like Jesus was right in the middle of us. It was.
No kidding. Listen, where can people find State of Mind? And I want to and John York, I can't remember the story I was going to tell you. That just makes me nuts. I can't remember. It's like I'm just grasping at it. I'm just like, where is it? But I love John. John,
Oh,
when I first met him, John had about maybe 20 extra pounds on him when I first met him, and
okay.
he's yeah, he's
But do
trimmed
you
down.
do you know John, Carolyn, to be like Gandhi, like spiritual and
No, that is not, it's not my experience to date with John. I know him to be kind and funny
yes,
but no, I do not know him to be, you
you're
know,
gonna trip. I was
no
like,
kidding.
I didn't know who I was talking to. It was fantastic. So, but yeah,
You know,
MB State of Mind is what it is.
John York is akin to Gandhi. Tell me, tell me,
Yeah,
because
yeah. I don't know, man. Look, Amar, they're all like you were fantastic. You know, I don't think anybody comes into the State of Mind. There's only been one person. I won't mention the name, and it it was like I won't get into it, but
teeth, pulling
it
teeth,
was
or was it?
not good. It was just very difficult. Probably my best interview because I kept it in check, but it was like interviewing like this like little kid. Or anyway, but usually people come in, they're just we relax. It was great, whatever. But John, I just didn't know that was him. Like,
No, he was there. There were hidden depths. Hidden
yes,
depths. Yeah, yeah,
hidden
yeah,
depths.
yeah.
Like Chad,
Hidden.
you know Chad, right?
Yeah,
You know how he
hidden
can be
depths.
like a
Yeah, yeah.
right, like that's that's his thing that we laugh and stuff, and he can make fun of me, and I'm good too. But he came in and we had don't tell anybody this, but we had sake before we did it. I've never done that, and he opened up like crazy too. Maybe we'll have sake before we do it.
You can. I can't.
Oh,
Remember?
that's right.
20,
That's right.
22. Hit it. Yeah, he said, no,
Oh
no, no, please,
shit.
please.
Well,
No. Oh, please.
you can
Don't
have
worry.
some water or something, and then I'll
I
have.
will have some water. I'll have some non-alcoholic beer.
I just got.
Makes me feel like a grown up. I'll feel like a grown up. But there is something different. I mean, listen, we love Zoom. Zoom's great. But the next time you're on, you got to come here. You got to come
Yes,
here and sit in, in the chair. We'll move the camera back a little bit, and it'll be
but I will
you
say,
and
Carolyn,
I.
this I don't. You know,
Um,
this has been a really good Zoom because or maybe I'm just more relaxed now. I just don't really like Zoom. And I even said no to iced tea because I didn't want to do Zoom in New York. Yeah, I didn't want to fuck it up. I didn't want to fuck it up.
I feel very honored.
No, I didn't. But you know what? Now that I've done you, you know what I mean. I'm not. This is pretty cool.
Not bad at all. Yeah, it's really not bad. I did my first, ready for this? Live Zoom callback about 2 weeks ago, and actually booked the job. So I'm the new Secretary of the Navy on NCIS. Thank you very much.
Really?
Hello. What? Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I did. Yeah. But so Zoom, it's everything. It's everywhere now. You can't avoid it. But you'll come over because now you're up here.
But let me tell you something. I wish I had, when I was younger auditioning, I was so freaking nervous all the time and intense. And a lot of the times they'd say, he's just too intense. And I was. And I'd walk in a room and it's like, they're kind of not nice. And I'm like, I would have loved to audition on Zoom. Make your own tapes.
Well, listen, self-taping is something. Where do I stand on self-taping?
Yeah.
Certainly much more convenient. I've got a drop cloth here, right? I've got a friend whose house I go to, and he directs me, and it's much less stress. But I love being directed in the room. I love being directed because first of all, it shows you are so malleable. You can make these big bold choices, and then someone says, yeah, you know what, I like that, but we're thinking about going this way with this, or this is what I'd really love to see more of. It's like, okay, thank you, I will turn on a dime. I will make that choice instantaneously in my head, and I love that.
See,
yeah, well, that's a lot of improv training. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you also are different than I am. Maybe now we're kind of the same, or I've come to be more like you. In the past, I was just a kind of scared cat, man. But I could fake it good, but inside I was dying. I don't know if you have that. Like Joshua, my son, the most confident kid in the world. He has no nerves. He can act in front of anybody. Where do you go on that?
I have, because I'm, older than God. I have over the years made peace with, they're in the room. I'm not going to go in and try and make friends with anybody in the room. I will win them, I will walk in confident, bold. I've done my homework, because the only thing you need to show them in the room is, have you done the work, and can you turn on a dime if the work you've done isn't quite what they're seeing. Absolutely. But yeah, I used to be so nervous. I used to think, well, if I don't get this, the sun won't come up tomorrow, and the planet will shrivel and will shrivel and die. But that's been years. That's been years, because I had a friend of mine who was she was the assistant to a casting director, and she said, I went in and I said, they said, okay, thank you very much. And I said, is there something that I can do that different for you? And they went, no, you were great. And she came home and she called me and she said, you seemed desperate. You seemed desperate. And I went, what? So I'm thinking, I just want to make it better. But no, it came off as desperation. And they run from that like you're a skunk that walked into the room. And so I said, never again. But these are all lessons that you learn by doing it, by doing it. Because I've done more auditions, Mo, than I think you will ever do in your life. Because you right. So many auditions. But you learn. You walk in, it's the thing you want. You walk out, you forget you've done it. And if they call, great, because the job is gravy, if that makes any sense. Walk in, my job is auditioning, or my job was auditioning. It still is in a way. But I mean, I'm starting to get offered a little bit more now.
Wow.
Well, yeah, but the job is auditioning, and so show them that you've done the best job you can do. Yeah. So I love the in-person. I do love the in-person.
But it doesn't happen anymore, right?
it's no, it's live. You're live, and you see every and you, so it's a Zoom call, and you see everyone, all 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, 10 people who are going up against you.
No.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you see the names as soon as they check in. So it's like, oh, I'm not looking, and then you get it, and you kind of go, oh, okay, all right, groovy. But yeah, that can be nerve wracking. But I have learned through trial and error. No, it's like, sun's. Guess what? Sun's coming up tomorrow. I got dogs to feed. I got a house to maintain. I've got trapeze to do. Sun's coming up tomorrow. Always another audition around the corner. Always another audition.
Always, yeah.
So that's how I handle it. Yeah. Mo, I can't believe this, but I think we're. I mean, I could talk to you for hours. Will you come back?
I'm gonna have I'll come back, and I'll have Paula call you.
Yeah. Come back.
We'll hook up before the holidays.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
For state of mind. Okay. And maybe someday I'll remember the story I was going to tell you. It makes me sad, Mo.
Oh, really?
Right out of my head. It just went right out of my head, but it was very funny. And if I remember it, I'm going to write it down and tell you on State of Mind.
What's that song, right out of my head? Right out.
And I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
Is that the Bee Gees?
It's an old.
I don't know. I just know that you need to go and listen to a song called "Twisted" by Joni Mitchell, because that's kind of our theme song.
All right. Twisted.
Have you ever heard "Twisted" by Joni Mitchell?
No. I'll listen to it right now.
Yeah. Are you in for a treat? Okay, Mo, we're gonna wrap it up. A conservation tip. What do you do to what do you do? What's your conservation? What do you want to conserve and preserve? And do you have a tip? Like, do you recycle? What do you do? What do you do? Anything?
Wow, you got me stumped. What do
Okay, then I'm gonna get. You know what I'm gonna do?
But animals, right?
Well, not necessarily. Well, yes, big animals, big animal lover. But I'm gonna get you. I promote this all the time. I'm gonna get you a set of reusable metal straws, because don't order it, and you're gonna pass them out to your family.
All right, I love metal. I love metal straws.
Do you have some?
Maybe in Temecula, yeah.
Well, you need a set up here. I'm going to get you a set of metal straws.
All right.
Because no more plastic straws. Okay? And that goes for everyone watching this. Order metal straws. Amazon. They'll be here tomorrow. Okay. Right. Mo, metal straws. Yeah. Metal or silicone. I don't know. I haven't.
Bye, darling.
Mo, I love you so much. I love you so much. I can't stand it. And we've got work coming up on Monday or Wednesday. One of them.
I haven't checked, but yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. I adore you. All my heart to you. Love you. We'll talk soon.
Honey.
Bye. All right. Well, where do I go from there? I don't know. Which way is up? You kind of can't top it. I love him so much. He's the real deal, and a hell of an actor. And what he's doing for mental health. Find it, State of Mind, where you get your podcast, State of Mind, Maurice Benard, State of Mind. And you have been watching my podcast, Life, Love, and Conservation. And I appreciate it so much. We will see you again next week. Fingers crossed. I actually have, been getting some work other than General Hospital. Isn't that interesting? And we're coming up into the holidays. Maybe we'll do some holiday cheer. All right, guys. All my love to you. And thanks for watching Life, Love, and Conservation. We will see you again. Bye.